Okay. Okay, guys. I know. I'm back here with finally the Evil Dead films review. I'm actually going to do a complete summary of the entire franchise from first movie to 2013 remake to the Ash vs. Evil Dead show, just for people who have not watched these movies, in a later video. That video will take a lot longer than this one, I will say. But here we are with the franchise review. I actually have a tier list. I'm going to show you guys it after. And yeah, really though, it's probably going to be on the screen now, thanks to editing the NP really though, it really comes down to what I thought was the best of the movies. And as you can see on the tier list right there, Evil Dead 2 was the best. The first Evil Dead was the second best. Army of Darkness was the third best. Ash vs. Evil Dead the show was fourth best. And then Evil Dead 2013 remake was the worst of the films. Let me explain. Oh yeah, so we're gonna start with talking about a bit what I thought about the worst ranking movies slash show. Okay. So, Evil Dead 2013 was a great horror movie. It wasn't scary necessarily. It still had the horror elements. And it was definitely a lot, per se, creepier than the original Evil Dead movies. But, I didn't necessarily like some of the characters. I thought they were sort of jerks. And, of course, there was only one-liner in the entire movie, and I was quite sad about that. Groovy was at the end credit scene, so Ash was back, but only for the end credit scene, and I just feel like, since the other movies exist, this one just feels out of place. It feels just like it shouldn't really be there. It's just a remake because you can make a remake, which I don't really enjoy the fact that they did that, which I think brings it down lower for me. I would give it around an 89 though, an 89.5 for sure, just because of how good it is as a horror movie itself. It's a lot better for horror than the rest of the films. Okay, moving on, we have Ash vs. Evil Dead the show, the 3-season show. I think I gave it an unfair ranking last time. I did some rewatching, and here we are back. I'm back here to talk about how I feel about the movie itself. Because the show itself. I did not rank it properly last time. I did a rewatch, and I was like, wow, this is way better than I remember. Season 1 was really good, but I still think Season 3 is my favorite season. Season 1 was definitely the second best season. Season 2 definitely was, in fact, the weakest of the seasons. I have rewatched it. It definitely was the weakest of the seasons, despite having a really cool-sounding villain and really good designs for villains. And if they introduce those characters in the game, such as Ball, or this isn't spoilers because you guys won't understand anything, Ball or Skinless, I would really enjoy that. So yeah, again, Evil Dead, Ash vs. Evil Dead really deserves to be higher up, and I rank the show with a 95, guys. A 95 is pretty good, okay? I rank Season 3 the highest, Season 1 second highest, and then Season 2 the lowest, which is still really high. Okay, excuse me. And next up, Army of Darkness. So I watched a bit of the director's cut because I knew the director's cut would probably be better. Let's be honest, the director's cuts are usually a lot better. Snyder Cut, and this one is no exception. Truly, the explanation I can give to you for this one being lower than the first Evil Dead runs down to simply that the theatrical cut's ending was a lot worse than the director's cut. But of course, it plays into it's canon. The theatrical cut's ending happened. Of course, Ash vs. Evil Dead lost the rights because of Universal Studios, so they can't actually really talk about the third movie. But hey, here we are with the third movie. The director's cut ending was a lot better, but in theatrical cut there was some pretty good lines. Good, bad, I'm the guy with the gun was a pretty good one. Example compared to I'm not that bad. I ain't that bad. But other than that, there wasn't too much differences from what I saw. There was some cuts and, of course, some change in lines. But other than that, I felt like it was, for the most part, the same movie. It really just ran down to the ending being worse on the theatrical cut compared to the director's cut. Okay, moving on, we have Evil Dead 1. The first film, the classic, the original, the character, the Ash I'm playing in the gameplay footage. Wow. The OG, guys. This movie was phenomenal. Well, there was one quite bad scene, but hey, I watched this movie on a projector, so I couldn't see it. I watched it the way it was supposed to be seen, on a projector, where you couldn't see anything. So, yeah. I hope you guys like that, because, I can't really do too much about stuff like that. But yeah, director's cut was better in Army of Darkness, but the original was pretty good. I watched it on a projector, so I did. Some scenes were quite blurry, and it was quite hard to see and tell what was going on because of the blurriness of the content. But hey, who the frick cares? I'm here, just watching movies. It was a really good movie. For the budget it had and the amount of times they had to stop to refilm things, this movie was so good. This is Sam Raimi's first ever thing other than short films, and it was phenomenal. Thank you, Sam freaking Raimi, for this amazing movie. Yeah. Okay. Evil Dead 2. Evil Dead 2 had the least amount of problems happen. Army of Darkness had the problem of the studio had interfered with the movie a lot, and the fact that they were going for a lighter rating of like PG-14, but PG-13, but they didn't like him. So either way, Evil Dead, and then Evil Dead 1, they kept on running out of their budget. Either way, Evil Dead 2, from my knowledge, had the least amount of problems happen to it. It was the best of the films, in my opinion. So, Evil Dead 2 was the perfect balance between horror and comedy at the exact same time. Army of Darkness was a literal comedy. There was like 0 horror elements in it. Evil Dead was just a horror film with 0 comedy elements. Evil Dead 2, on the other hand, was a horror comedy film at the exact same time. There were some really good lines like, "Give me back my hand." And there were some really good scenes by Bruce Campbell where he, of course, punched himself. I can say he's great at it. From Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness. That's his cameo. He punches himself in the face. And it's the best part about Doctor Strange. But either way, there are some really good things that happen in this film. This film was great. It builds off of the first one by making it end right where the first one, start right, basically right where the first one stopped. And the reason I'm saying this is necessarily because, well, for the first 12 minutes they just recapped the original because they lost the rights. So yeah, there's a lot of things going on in these films, and I quite enjoy the second one the most just because of how silly it is. But it's silly in a good way. I quite enjoy the movie because it has lots of funny things happen in it. Excuse me. It has a lot of funny things happen to it that I actually quite enjoy about the movie itself. My favorite part definitely stems through the fact that they really play the fact that he lost his hand so well. Bruce Campbell goes, "Give me back my hand. Give me back my hand!" And it's just funny. And I love the scene. And I'm probably going to show a clip in the, of it in the summary of the film. And it's just great. You guys should really watch all these movies to understand how I'm reviewing it a lot better. But either way, I want to thank you all for watching this video. Let me just give my rankings, my final, I gave Ash vs. Evil Dead a number. I gave it 95. Army of Darkness gets a 96. Yeah, it's not that much higher, guys. Army of Darkness really, really, really is just barely beating Ash vs. Evil Dead, in my opinion. Evil Dead 1 gets a 98. And Evil Dead 2 gets a 99. Yeah, almost a perfect film. Thank you, Sam Raimi, for all this content. You guys should go watch it. It's not on any streaming services other than the 2013 remake and the Ash vs. Evil Dead show. Yeah, go and watch those, guys. These movies are great. You should really support the franchise in whatever way you want. I'm supporting it by talking about it, making videos on it, and, of course, playing the game. I quite enjoy all of these things that happen, and yeah, well, I just want to say thank you all for watching said video. Go watch the movies, go watch the show if you want to. There's some with mature content, and I will talk more about the mature content in my brief summary. See you guys all in the next video. Bye!